is Hui Xing and I'll be explaining task 1. So I have split it into a function which is called count that takes it an input list, as well as the test list that I will be trying on, specifically test list 4 that I'll be using to look at it for this example, as well as the call functions to show that all of the tests work. So a function firstly can be thought of as a reusable block of code that can be called multiple times and usually takes in an input that would return whatever you specify it to. An example of a function can be thought of like an arithmetic equation like addition, which would be our function, and we would give in variables or values like 3 or 4, which we would feed into the function, and it would give us a output of whatever the addition is, which is in this case 7. And for this specific example, we want to find the number that has been seen the most times in a list, and thus we would want to go through the list and count the number of times each number has been seen in said list. And so that's the basic idea, is that we want, after counting the occurrences of each number, we would store them somewhere, and then once all the frequencies have been obtained, compare them and then figure out which one was the most frequent, which is basically the highest number. And to help with this, I have created a few variables and as well as an additional list called the count list that is basically setting multiple zeros to this large value plus 1. And the large value is basically the biggest value that we have seen in our list, as this is the number of times the number of spaces we would need. For example, in this we have 1, 2, 3s, and 4s, and so 4 will be our largest value, and thus we only really need maximum 5 amounts of spaces plus 1 since 0 indexing to then count, okay, I have 1, 1, 2, 2s, 3, 1, 3, and 4, and 2 4s. And this can kind of be seen in this diagram over here, where we have a count list starting from 0 to 4, as well as our test list starting at index 0 and then ending at index 5, which is the last 4. And the main idea is that we would loop through the input list first, starting from 0 to the length of the list, which is 5 over here. So we would go through from 0, which is 1, and then 1, which is 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 4. And every time we go through it, we would take whatever number is in that specific index. So for example, we're saying at the first index in the test list, we have the number 1, yes? And we would then use that number as indexing into our second list. So we would say, okay, I see a 1 here. At 1 in the count list, I would increase it, whatever number is inside here, by 1. So in this example, I see 1 first. I will then change this from 0 to 1. And then it will be, I'll see 2, and I will go to 2 in the count list and then increase it by 1. So then I'll have 1, and I see 2 again, I will see, and then I will increase by 1. And so on and so forth until we've basically filled up the whole list. And so I would just fill it in real quick, which would give us 1 and 2. And after this, we would then iterate through or loop through the count list itself. So we would start from 0 and then go to the end of the count list, which is length, which is 5 in this case, since it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And every time our specific, so first time we are comparing this and this, and so we're saying, okay, is the number in this bigger than that? If it is, then we would then replace our most frequent number to be that number. And so once all of that is done, it would return that most frequent number that we have seen.